friends, does it feel like you're just not making the kind of progress you want and deserve when it comes to anxiety? I know there's a lot of people struggling right now. That's why I need to make this video, because this video is going to outline the most important components that you need to focus on to heal anxiety naturally and for good. Let's dive in. My friends, welcome to another important video on my channel. If you haven't subscribed and hit the bell for all the notifications for my videos, please do that. And if you want to learn more about any of my recovery programs, click here. As we dive into a topic that people need right now, this video is not going to be a presentation of sorts. It's very important that I get the words right and I share with you exactly what you need to hear so that we can take the confusion out of your recovery, the frustration out of your anxiety recovery. And I've narrowed it down to the four most important aspects, and all you have to do is focus on these aspects to supercharge your anxiety recovery. But first, I want to create a bit of understanding when it comes to where you are right now, okay? Because a lot of people on YouTube, my Facebook page, are struggling. So I need you to understand that when we start to feel at peace in the body, what tends to happen with anxiety is the mind can take over and fill us with potential catastrophe. If you're going through the pendulum effect right now, where it feels like, okay, I'm not as afraid of my symptoms, okay, but now the mental chatter is getting louder and more consistent. That is a very interesting and good stage to be in during your recovery, because the message is now getting across to your brain, to your body, that it no longer needs to live in hypervigilance, right? And so I need you to understand that sometimes it may feel like we're going backwards, when in truth, when things get a little bit different and sometimes worse, you're actually moving in the exact direction you need to move when it comes to your recovery. So let's focus on these four really important components, my friends. And as I mentioned, all you need to really focus and hone in on are these four components. And yes, my programs are designed around these four components, yes. The first thing to focus on is brain retraining. You need brain retraining. There are these neural pathways in your brain that have become so well organized that you default to fear immediately. When we're talking about brain retraining, we're mostly talking about trying to tame the fight or flight center in your brain known as the amygdala or the limbic system. This is the emotional part of your brain that is very sensitive right now, right? You could be sitting in complete silence and resting, and just a little flicker of light goes on and your amygdala will be triggered, and therefore there will be a host of stress hormones that hit your body immediately. If this feels like you right now, then understand that I've been there. And so many people have gone through what you're currently going through, and you can heal it. But as I mentioned, the first thing is brain retraining. And I want to give you a couple of very powerful ways to retrain your brain, okay? In my books, okay, I've narrowed it down. These, to me, will work. The first one is the stop method, okay? So when an intrusive thought shows up, you want to say stop out loud or loud in your mind. And you can keep it very simple. You can say stop, okay, relax, we are safe. You can do those things in a firm way. And if you do them firm enough, what you're going to find is that the intrusive thought starts to subside, okay? And if it doesn't go away right away, you're actually losing interest in that thought, which is very, very good as well. So it doesn't mean the thought has to go away completely. You just have to lose the fear when it comes to that original thought, right? So stop, or you can say stop and speak directly to your amygdala in a way that it's kind of like you're conversing with somebody, right? You can go, stop. I understand that you are very hypervigilant and trying to protect me right now. Thank you so much for doing so, but in this particular circumstance, we are safe. There is no reason to jump the gun the way you are and be so hypervigilant. We are safe in this moment. Thank you, and I love you. So those are two ways. One is more simplified and one is more conversational, right? The other way that I want to suggest that you do brain retraining is sort of like visualization. So amygdala-based visualization, where you can close your eyes and you can imagine that your brain is kind of like a watchtower, right? It's a watchtower, and there is an employee in that watchtower, and that is the amygdala. And the amygdala is very nervous and tense, and it always hits the alarm button. So when you can visualize that, it's hitting the alarm button, and you're coming around and going, hey, amygdala, you look shaky right now. You've been working so hard recently. There's a little bed over there. I want you to go ahead and relax now. We are safe, right? And so you're visualizing this happening right now as you're not trying to overly control the amygdala, but you're saying, hey, you know what? You don't have to be so hypervigilant. So go over there. And then you see the amygdala walking over there, kind of hesitantly, maybe, right? Laying down. And then you feel a sense of peace come over you as that watchtower or your brain feels less sensitized, right? So these are just a few of my suggestions, my friends, when it comes to brain retraining. But I will emphasize that you need to do brain retraining consistently throughout the day in order for you not to fall for those automatic thoughts or those reflexive thoughts that you get, okay? So number one is brain retraining. That has to be a part of your day. Number two is body retraining. I call it body retraining, okay? And body retraining can come in a number of different ways. You can focus on it in different ways, but I want to share with you some of the most powerful ways that I've found for anxiety recovery, right, and nervous system regulation. The first one is somatic tracking. So if you're doing my surrender sessions right now, you are engaging in somatic tracking, where you are one with your symptoms, your sensations, and the feelings in your body. You're not resisting them, you're moving forward with them, you're compassionate towards them, and you're gradually losing the fear around those symptoms, right? So that's the first one, is somatic tracking when it comes to body retraining. The next one is one of my favorite ways to release stored trauma from the body. Okay, I'm a big fan of this. It's called TRE, Trauma Release Exercise, and the founder is a man named Dr. Berselli. And comment below if you have engaged in TRE and how it's been helping you. But to get to the root of what we've been carrying around in our subconscious body for so many years, I believe that TRE, through its tremoring process, allows us to release all that stored energy. So when it comes to body retraining, we have somatic tracking, we have TRE that you can practice regularly, and finally breath work. Okay, breath work for me is absolutely essential, but you don't want to approach breath work in the way of, am I breathing correctly right now? Am I doing it right? I felt like I was breathing too hard on the inhale there. How many seconds do you know? Let's leave all that behind, because that's what your inner protector wants you to be like, right? Your inner protector wants you to think about things in a way that create hypervigilance and more anxiety. We can see the trick now, right? So when it comes to breath work, for me, simple is better. So 3 seconds in, 4 seconds out. 3 seconds in, 4 seconds out. You'll notice that there's just a little bit more of an exhale, right? Which triggers the parasympathetic system within you, the rest and digest system. And for me, as long as you keep that rhythm going throughout the day, then you're sending very nice safety signals to your brain and to your body, right? We don't have to make it complicated and engage in all these different types of breathing practices. We just have to do what feels comfortable to us and do what feels like the message is getting across to our system, right? So we got brain retraining, which is essential every single day. We got body retraining. You can pick one of those, okay, for body retraining and do it regularly. And of course, every person's different, so I'm not going to say do it every day or do it every third day. It really depends on what feels right for you and your nervous system right now. Third is a reintegration strategy, okay, and this is huge. The question comes down to, who do I want to be as I enter into this environment, right? I want you to embrace slow living. Embrace slow living. Reintegration is integrating into life as your authentic self. And that doesn't mean you're going to be your authentic self completely. There's going to be hesitation, there's going to be fear, there's going to be mistakes, there's going to be all these things. But there is a strategy for reintegration. And the strategy comes down to, who do I want to be as I enter into this environment? So as you go and have lunch outside or dinner outside, maybe in the past you felt like, oh, are people looking at me? Or am I getting along with the waiter? Doesn't feel like he or she is smiling. Did I say something wrong? Did I make another mistake? Am I eating fast enough, slow enough? Should I go to the bathroom and take a break? Should I come back? All these components coming from your inner protector spurring on more anxiety, right? But when you stick to your reintegration strategy, you come back to the question, who do I want to be right now in this particular environment? And it comes down to alignment. As long as you are aligned with the direction that you're headed, asking yourself, if I was completely healed right now in this very moment, what would that feel like? What would my behaviors be like? What would my actions be like? What would my thoughts be like? So you're literally taking yourself out of the protector mode that you've lived in for so many years. You take yourself out and you put yourself into the person that is already healed. That doesn't mean you're going to feel 100% right away. That just means that you're aligned with the proper signals you want to send to your nervous system in that particular environment. So as we enter into the world, right, as we re-enter into the world, we're entering as the person that we are working towards, okay? So we need that. Number 3 is absolutely essential, and it's important to keep yourself accountable when it comes to this. Number 4, final component. This is it, guys. This really is it. You stick to these and I promise you, you are going to supercharge your healing. Number 4 is capacity awareness. Capacity awareness. Know your baseline. If you push a little bit too much, okay, especially when you start to feel a bit better, anxiety and all its symptoms will show up. This is how chronic fatigue tends to happen after anxiety or after particularly traumatic experiences such as anxiety or panic attacks from the past. So they really do go hand in hand. That can keep you bedbound. Comment below if you're in this stage. I've been there. I've gotten myself out of it. But capacity awareness, know your baseline. If you're going to work out, treat your workout as movement, not so much exercise. You look around you and you see people running on the treadmill, lifting heavy weights, but there you are, in peace, listening to your nervous system. Your nervous system says, today, all I want to do is stretch. And you're going, okay, that's my baseline right now. If I push beyond the stretching or beyond the movements or beyond the yoga or the Tai Chi, whatever that may be, the Qigong, then I know I'm going to pay a heavy price for this. Because back in the day, you know, our identity was shaped around how much we did, how much we accomplished, right? And people always let us know, hey, you're doing a great job by doing so-and-so. Wow, you're working so hard. Well, that's what got us into this pickle in the first place, right? So we want to leave that identity and we want to have capacity awareness. That means in social settings. That means during your workouts, your exercises. Okay, that means as you're going about your day, maybe even walking too fast, right? How fast are you driving, showering? Are you taking your time? Again, embrace slow living. Teach your nervous system that it is safe to live slowly, because it will always want you to do something, accomplish something, be there for somebody else. All of these traits that got us here in the first place, okay? So again, brain retraining, number 1. Body retraining, number 2. Number 3, reintegration strategy into life. And number 4, capacity awareness. I promise you, if you focus on these on a daily basis for the next couple months, you will supercharge your recovery and your healing, my friends. In the future, I want to do a more in-depth workshop around this. For now, my programs are designed around this. So if you want to take the next step, head over to anxietyguyprograms.com right here and take the next step. But my friends, remember that you are more than anxiety. Please share this video with someone who is confused so that we can guide them to what they need to work on to really feel like they're making progress. I love you all so much. Have a wonderful, progress-filled day. Don't forget to comment. Let's chat. Bye, friends.